Hello, welcome back to Cinderella Math. This is just a quick question here that I had from one of my private tutoring students. I would classify this as a algebra 2 slash pre-calc question, but every curriculum, teacher, so forth is different. So this is long dividing with polynomials, and I'm just going to do the number 1, number 2 real fast here. If my pen will work. Here we go. Alrighty, I'm gonna yeah, it is called long division for a reason. So I'm gonna come to the side where I have more room. I'm writing on the left-hand side in red pen. Our inside polynomial, that's our dividend. Our outside polynomial, that is our divisor. And you want to ask yourself how many times x goes into 2x squared. So if you can do that in your head, amazing. If not, I'm going to actually come to the right side of the screen in yellow. This is going to be our side work. And again, some people can do this in your head. Some people, it's better to show work. You pick what's better for you. We're saying x times what will give us 2x squared? Well, we need a 2, and we need one more x, because x times x is x squared. So if we times by 2x, put that at the top. And now, what is x times 2x? That's 2x squared. And then 2 times 2x is positive 4x. And then just like 4th grade, when you first learn long division, we're going to subtract. Subtract straight down. This first part should cancel, and that should happen every time with long division of polynomials. If that first bit doesn't cancel, erase and try again. And now 5 minus 4 is just 1x, or just x, and drop down. All right, I'm actually going to take off the 1 because we know 1s can be invisible in algebra. A lot of the times. Not always, but a lot of the time. As a coefficient, they can be. And now ask yourself, x times what is x? So x times what is x? Well, that would just be 1. Positive 1. X times 1 is x. 2 times 1 is 2. We'll subtract. And that cancels. We get a 0 remainder. So our quotient, the final answer for number 1 is 2x plus 1. Okay, that is using long division. Because that came out with a 0 remainder, we could have factored. So I will do it with the factoring now. And again, this only works because it had a 0 remainder. So I will try to factor the dividend. I'm going to rewrite the question. This is number 1, a different way using factoring. This is 2x squared plus 5x plus 2 all over x plus 2. So I'm going to attempt to factor this quadratic. I'm going to use my magic x method. If you're uncertain of that, I have another video on my Algebra 1 and Algebra 2 playlist for factoring trinomials with magic x. I do the first times the last. So that would be 4, just the numbers, just the coefficients. And the middle number, the middle coefficient is 5. We need to multiply here, add here. So that would be what? 4 times 1. So we're going to break that into factors. See this x squared? 1x for me, 1x for you. Take your magic numbers, which was a positive 4 and a positive 1. But if you, foiled that back, you wouldn't get the original polynomial on the top there because of that 2. So technically, when this leading term is not a 1, which it's not, we're not really supposed to multiply to start the magic x. So technically that's cheating, but I do it anyway. If multiply is cheating, we're going to divide that 2 to uncheat. 4 divide 2, so this one would just be x plus 2. And 1 divide 2, that's like a half or 0.5. Let's do, we don't want to leave the fraction, and we don't want the decimal. So what you do is you take the denominator and you pop that in front. I call that joop. So that one's going to be 2x plus 1. Again, watch my video on factoring if that didn't make sense. And then this is still all over x plus 2. Well, this is good news. X plus 2 cancels x plus 2 leaving us an answer, a quotient of 2x plus 1. So there is number one done with the factoring. And again, that only worked because it had no remainder. We could also do this with synthetic division. I'm not going to do that right now. If you need a video on synthetic division, I have one. Definitely would be in the pre-calc playlist. Let me see if I have a little cheat sheet of all my videos here. Let me see if it's in the Algebra 2. It's not, but if you just go to the pre-calc playlist here on my channel, the title of the video is called it's called Dividing Polynomials, if you need another method. All right, number 2. Now see, that's a fourth or 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, so you can't magic exit. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't. So I'm bringing number 2 off to the side, and we'll have to do long division with our dividend of x squared. Oh, hold on. Actually, look right here. These are like terms. This has a 1. 1 plus 3 makes 4x squared minus 9x minus 2. Now I could try to magic x that, factor it. I won't. I'll do it long division first, but then if it comes out pretty, I can factor it. I'll try to factor it. And then the divisor is x minus 2. Either in your head, or I'll come off to the right side for our side work. Again, you don't have to show this, but if you need to, feel free. You're going to ask yourself, x times what is this? So x times what is 4x squared? So that would need a 4 and that would need an x. Put that on top. Distribute. Distribute. Subtract. The first guy should always cancel. And now be careful, that's -9 minus -8. Minus minus turns to plus, so that would be -1x and drop down. If you don't want to do that in your head, of course, if you are allowed to by your teacher, instructor, textbook, whatever, you could, of course, use calculator if allowed. All right, and now just repeat that process. First thing, first thing. X times what is -1x? Well, that's just -1. Put that at the top. Distribute. Distribute. Subtract. Again, this first thing should cancel. That's -1 minus -1. That turns to plus and cancels out. And then that is -2 minus 2. That's -4. So we do have a remainder here. So because of the remainder, even if we could factor this, I don't think it would turn out nice because of the remainder. This may be the answer they're looking for, 4x minus 1, remainder 4, but probably not. We can probably make that answer a little more sophisticated here. Final answer on 2 should be 4x minus 1, and then we take the remainder, which is positive 4, and put it over the divisor. That's probably the answer we want there on number 2. So again, if it had remainder 0 like number 1, I would try to show you a different method of factoring it. But because it did pop a remainder, long is the way to go. That one, actually both of these could have been done with synthetic, but I'm not going to do synthetic in this video because looking at how this piece of paper is set up, I feel like they wanted you to do it long. I'm just checking this on a piece of paper to make sure I did all my arithmetic, just making sure that remainder is okay. Yeah, I think. Oh, it should be -4. So the remainder is -4. Glad I checked that. Right there. See, -4, and I just didn't bring up the negative, so this should be remainder -4. So over to my final answer, not +4 over blah, 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 minus. There we go. The other way you could write that is 4x minus 1 plus -4 over x minus 2. But instead of plus negative, it's just smoother to write it as a minus. There we go. Alrighty, I hope this was helpful for a little quick video here and that you're having a great day. Bye bye.